couple of months ago at the AI Summit, you spoke very optimistically about AI as a great equalizer, how that could break barriers of geography, language, access. But now with tokens in play, in reality, you yourself experienced starting a project that should have taken maybe $20 but cost about $200. That's not little money. That's going to come in the way of real access, and it's going to have to beg the question, is this really going to be the great equalizer? What are your thoughts?
First of all, you've heard me say before, I always reserve the right to get smarter based on new information. And this is a case where I think I not fully internalized how much the change to reality-based pricing for access to cutting-edge AI is going to impact the world at large. So while I still believe that there's a base level of value that will go to broadly everybody in the world, and it's there today, frankly, and for the taking, and that is an equalizer at some level, that there are going to be token haves and have-nots. I mean, whether it's actually a token or just a more expensive subscription, I think that the jury's still out on that. But the fact is that it costs real money to do massive compute up in the cloud. And factors that are going to point to more equalization will be smaller tuned models landing on people's phones. And that's already starting to happen. Google's doing this, others will do this. That will help a lot because obviously what's on your phone, you're not paying anything for it beyond the cost of your phone. But I think that there are going to be a real class of people that are going to run out ahead of others because they have the budget to spend on whatever the latest and greatest forefront technology is, and others are not going to have that budget. And that's the reality, and that will play out with developers who are making $500,000 US a year. And Jensen Huang said they better be spending at least $250,000 in tokens, or they're not really making productive use of their mind. And it's going to go all the way down to somebody, living in a rural village who's got, can't afford even the $20 a month or the $10 a month subscription, is somebody else who can, and therefore is going to run ahead of them.
But staying with that thought, but framing it specifically for founders, how should they think about this from the get-go as they build with AI?
I'll give an unrelated analogy to mountain biking. If you're biking in the jungle, you have to look up and down at the same time. You got to look for low branches that could knock you off your bike, and you got to look for roots that can knock you off your bike. Developers are going to need to look both at what is the cost today, and also where's the cost going, and they have to build for both at the same time. They have to be cognizant of the fact that their customers are going to be very cost conscious. If they're blowing through an AI budget in a matter of days, weeks, or months that they thought were going to take quarters or years, it's going to be a problem. The customer is going to reject that product. At the same time, costs are going to come down. All these efficiencies are going to kick in. Local models are going to happen. Smaller models are going to happen. Optimization is going to happen. So you need to not get caught in the current, right? Saying, oh, I just can't do all that stuff because of cost. At the same time, if you're not mindful of cost, you won't be able to sell your product. So it's an extra challenge for anybody creating a product based on AI today, and they need to be looking at both here and at the future and convincing their customers that they're going to help them get their way.